Hey folks, welcome to Play Branson, where you get to know Branson's entertainers better. My name is Chris Meyer, and I'm here today with Haley Westrich. Once again,
How you doing?
I'm doing awesome. How are
Good.
you?
Oh, fantastic.
And it's almost June,
Yes.
and so summer vacations.
Yeah.
And I know you're going to go on a vacation very
Headed
soon.
to Disney World.
You're going to Disney World, and I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but we know there's tons of people out there still trying to say, where do we go on vacation? And of course, we want to tell you to consider and come to Branson, and tell people why should they come to Branson?
Oh my goodness, there's so much to do here in town. You've got the amazing shows, all the outdoor attractions. I mean, there's just a lot going on.
Yeah, and so I think it's one of the most perfect destinations for really all the different things a family wants to do. And so you can be fishing on warm water, cold water. You can be parasailing. You can be jet skiing. You can be boating. You can be golfing. You can do theme parks, attractions. And then, folks, we have a ton of shows, all family friendly, a variety of types of shows. And here's the other thing. It's one of the best values in the United States.
Absolutely.
And I tell you what, I've traveled a lot of places. I have vacationed a lot of places, and I can't think of a better value where there's really more to do. And I'd put Branson against anybody. And so here's my challenge. If you have never been to Branson, Missouri, and you come and you do not have a good time, I will take you out for steak dinner. So come to Branson, have fun, and we know you're going to have fun and have a blast here. And that's enough on our spiel on coming to Branson. Hopefully we've convinced you. But we do this thing called dumb questions, or things that make you go, And so we have some more of those today. In a country of free speech, why are there phone bills? There you go. I like this one. Did Washington flash a quarter when asked for ID? Now that's funny.
That is good.
I like that one. How does the guy who drives the snowplow get to work in the mornings?
That's a good thought.
And then, why do tourists go to the tops of tall buildings and put money into telescopes so they can see things on the ground close up? That's interesting. And why is it that night falls but day breaks?
That's a good point.
That's an interesting question. Makes me go, So tell people about our guests coming up today.
We've got Amy and Jonathan Dutton with us, so super excited to have them with us.
And so they're a performing family here in Branson, but they also perform in Mesa, Arizona, and other places.
Yeah.
And so it will be exciting to talk to the Duttons, and we'll be back in just a moment, so stay tuned.
There are so many things to do in Branson. You need help planning and booking all your fun. You need iBranson.com. You can find everything Branson has to offer from your computer, tablet, or cell phone. You can even buy tickets online or talk to one of their friendly Branson travel specialists. There's no sales pitches, no delivery fees, no service fees, and no waiting. It's fast and easy. Find your fun at iBranson.com. Do it all online or call 877-ENTERTAIN. That's 877-368-3782. iBranson.com.
Hey folks, welcome back to Play Branson, and today we are excited to have two representatives from the Duttons, Jonathan and Amy Dutton. It's good to have you guys here.
Well, thank you. We're so glad to be here.
I know
Thanks
it's
for inviting us.
Great to be here.
It's taken a long time. I mean, we've been doing this show for over a year, and we finally got you guys on. So I'm excited.
Thank you. We're glad to be here.
So tell people, I mean, you guys have been in Branson for a long time now, but talk to people about your history, because you've got a long history of entertainment.
Yes, we've been in Branson a little over 20 years, but before that, we grew up in Utah, and my dad is an economist. He has a PhD, has taught at a university level, and growing up, my parents thought it would be a good idea to make us get up every morning and practice the violin for discipline. Neither of my parents were musicians, and so it wasn't their idea wasn't like, hey, let's form this family band and do this thing. But they got us up every morning, and they said every day, you have to practice every day that you want to eat. And so we have to practice the violin every day before school, and that kind of where we started our musical journey. And then just it's things we grew. Well, actually, I guess what led us into playing together and doing a family thing is when my oldest brother and sister, Jenny and Timothy, they were 9 and 10 years old, and they auditioned to solo with the local symphony, and they won that audition. They did this performance, and a few days after that, a gentleman came by our house that had seen them and asked us if we had heard of bluegrass music. and knew how to fiddle, and then he asked if he could come in and teach us.
Which we had never heard of bluegrass.
Yeah,
so it was a really pretty cool experience, actually.
So were you guys like being trained classically then?
Yes.
Yeah, we
so
started on the
all
classical
grew
violin.
up on the Suzuki violin method, practicing every day, having individual violin lessons. And then we decided to hire this guy to teach us bluegrass. So then we started to learn the violin and the banjo and the mandolin. And what's kind of fun is, so my dad had played a little bit of guitar in high school, so he was musical. But my mom, she would practice with us on the violin, but she's actually tone deaf. And so she would... And the whole theory behind the Suzuki is to have the parent always practicing and going to lessons with the kids. So she was helping us, but she claimed to not know what she was doing, and she wasn't a musician. So when we decided, as the young children that we were, decided that we wanted to form a family band, we said, okay, Dad, it makes sense. You're going to be the guitar player, and Mom, the rest of the kids are too little. You've got to hold the bass and be the bass player. So at the age of 37, she had her very first music lesson taught to her by my brother Tim, who was 9 at the time.
And so how old were all of you at that time?
So I started at 3, and then I was 7 when I started learning bluegrass and how to fiddle.
Wow.
And John, we're about.
I was 5 or 6, yeah. So we're about a year and a half
15
apart.
months apart. So we're really
I'm of
close.
course younger than she is. You can tell.
You can totally tell.
Just by looking.
And so how many brothers and sisters do you guys
Yeah.
have?
So there are 7 of us. And so I'm right I'm the middleest. I've got 3 older and 3 younger siblings.
Middle child.
And it was Amy, and then my older brother and sister that are older than her, and then I've got 3 younger siblings. And yeah, so we started playing it. Now, and Amy and on up, they were the big kids, They were like the main.
But John did master the tenor banjo.
I did.
Like a ukulele. He was getting that really well at first.
My brother Ben played the ukulele, and I was the tenor banjo guy. But no, we started playing, and so this guy taught us in fact, he taught us "Boil 'Em Cabbage Down" was the first. We still do that song in our show. That was the first fiddle song we learned, and we started playing together, and it was fun. But it was still like we would play at like a church picnic. Oh, the Duttons are going to do a song, or the rest homes and those type of things.
And for years, that's what we did. It's just very local, nothing for pay. And then when we got asked we got asked to go to Europe to accompany a dance group at an international folk festival.
It was a children's folk festival, so there are all these children's dance groups, and so they wanted a band with kids in it, and they asked us if we would.
So that was kind of the start
Yeah,
of
and
the
what was
Duttons,
cool is
really professionally.
when we got there, the people that were asking us to go thought that the band had to have kids. Since it was a children's festival, we get there, none of the bands that are accompanying these dance groups have children. And not only did our band have children, but we were all one family. And so all these local news stations, all this stuff, it was all like this focus on us.
What she's trying to say is we're huge in Europe. So just make sure you know that.
I love it. I love it.
No, but we did get a lot of attention, and which was kind of fun. And we were little too. I mean, at that trip, I was like 8 or 9 years old when we went. That was in. It's 1984. Wasn't that in 84?
Yeah, that was 84.
So now you can figure out how old I am.
So from there, did you guys just say, hey, we're going to stay in this business and we're going to do it kind of thing?
No, it was something that after we got back, someone approached us and asked us if we had a music video, because there was a show in Italy that was interested in booking us, kind of like Johnny Carson at the time.
Okay.
And so we were like, nah, we don't have a video. And we said, you're crazy. And we actually ended the conversation there. And then somebody else called us back, said, hey, I would love to fund of the making of a video with you guys, because I'd love to help get you guys on there. And that video, we did this show in Italy, but that video we sent out to some agents. We ended up, one agent picked us up and she booked us. It was crazy.
All over the place.
91, she thought she'd send it out to community concerts and fairs, and we ended up getting so many shows. My dad had to take a year sabbatical from the university, and we went on tour for a full year in 91.
Yeah, we were 9 months away from home without even, we ended up renting out a house.
Almost every night we were in a different state, so it was
or a
just
city
solid.
at least, but yeah. And in the meantime, so we've done shows in every one of the United States. We've traveled all over, and then that kind of leads us to Branson as we're traveling, especially in the Midwest. Everyone's like, "Oh, have you been to Branson? Have you heard of Branson? You got to check out. You would be awesome, And so people that come to Branson and are fans of the town wanted us to to check it out. And
It was the fall of '97. We had a couple months where we were a little slow in our touring schedule, and we decided to come to Branson, and we felt really good about it. It's been a lot of hard work, but we have just kept at it steady, and we've become one of the main shows in Branson.
So you guys have this big, you used to, and I'm guessing you still have it, this big, huge bus that was like, I'm guessing the whole family goes on this big bus when you guys are touring. Is that
it
right?
actually sleeps 18 people, and we're able to still load all of our equipment in there. So.
And if we have extra kids, we put them on top, and we just kind of strap them down. No, I'm just kidding.
So 97 is when you came.
Yes.
And so, and did you buy a theater right then, or did you kind of wait, or what happened?
No, so that first fall we did some morning and afternoon shows at it's what is the Pierce Arrow Theater is what it is now. Back then it was Positive Country Theater, and then the following year we did all matinee shows at the theater that Barbara Fairchild had,
which is now the Starlight.
Okay.
And that was in 1998. And then the third year, and we weren't even looking to buy a theater or kind of get to that point yet, but Boxcar Willie, he had leukemia and was fighting that disease, and he'd actually taken a year off and performed, but he invited us to take over his theater and lease that from him, and that ended up working out great.
We didn't know him, but he saw our PBS special at the time and said, I think it just felt like, I think this family can help carry on my legacy, because he wanted a family type act in his theater.
Wow.
And we opened, he passed away the night before we opened.
Wow.
And a week later we had the funeral there. It was packed with all of the wonderful local entertainers and friends, because he really had a great show, great entertainer, and he was
one of the first real big national stars, member of the Grand Ole Opry to perform in Branson.
Yeah.
It was really wonderful, and he
Wow.
took a page ad out, a full page ad out in the local paper here, just saying how much he supported
That's
the
cool.
Duttons. It was awesome.
That's
and
cool.
that really helped us. And then we ended up buying the theater two years later.
Wow.
And we've been there ever since.
Yeah.
Right
Okay,
there.
we're going to stop right here, and I can tell you, man, there's a lot of history, a lot of awesome history right here, and we're going to be back in just a minute to talk more with the Duttons, so stay tuned.
We've got some great things to show you today.
We have theaters in Branson, Missouri, Mesa, Arizona, and also we tour.
What would it be like to grow up on stage? To spend the majority of your time working with your family?
And we've got some wonderful videos to show you from places that we've visited all over the world.
Join us for exciting guest artist performances. Dancing. Comedy. Behind the scenes. And great music through the Duttons' 30-year performing career. This just may be the most real, the most interesting, and the most entertaining show yet.
Welcome back, folks, to Play Branson. We're here with Jonathan and Amy Dutton, and you guys have done a lot of stuff, but there's a few things I want to highlight, and one of those is America's Got Talent, and so you guys were on that, and so talk a little bit about that.
We had a great time. We made it to the top 10 on America's Got Talent. And in fact, on all of our little, our advertisement, we like to put there that Simon Cowell loved us, which he did. He said, I loved it. And he's actually said, I love it. I absolutely love it. He just, and he used that, oh, your family's brilliant and all this. We didn't put all of that on our advertising, but he loves
Because we don't like to
family.
brag, but we'll do it here.
We're so humble.
No, it was a whole lot of fun. It was kind of fun. Like my reaction, I didn't. We were on the second season in 2007, and I hadn't seen the show, or I don't know that I'd even watched much of The Voice or the reality contest type shows like that, but or American Idol. But I was, we they had some auditions that they had brought, kind of regional auditions here in Branson, and we were invited to do that, so we showed up, but after it aired and I was watching it, I kind of got nervous, even though we'd already finished it, but because I started realizing it's kind of a crapshoot as far as how if you make a mistake and it's kind of live national television, you can come off looking really good or not as good. But
Well,
but
and-
we were fortunate that things went really well and we got
They
a good
happened
reception.
to like us, and
Yeah.
we went really pretty
But it was-
far.
it
And that's
was a lot of
awesome.
fun.
That's awesome. And Simon Cowell is one of the few judges that actually will tell people what they really think. Most artists, or judges are like, hey, everybody's awesome. But Simon, if he didn't like you, he would tell you.
Well, I think that's why people like to watch him.
Yeah, I think so. And so something else that you guys have done recently is you're doing some big stuff on PBS. And so one of you talk about that. You can fight whoever
Okay,
does
so
gonna do that.
well, we've had several PBS specials that have been. In fact, we filmed a couple of a Christmas special and then kind of our regular season hour
And that was
special.
released in 2016 and also replayed in 2017. So, or
For-
maybe I'm
not-
all for the year. But anyway,
Yeah, for which special you I'm talking about
done a
like
lot.
like the first one we did, it was actually one of the first. We got a lot of play on PBS. It was when they were making the switch over to the HD content, and our special was filmed in HD.
that was
2003, and so they needed PBS was looking for HD content, so they played our special over and over and helped us a whole lot.
was
And then
wonderful.
Iowa Public Television filmed a special when we performed at the Iowa State Fair, and that they did that, and then it got distributed all over the country on stations. But the current thing that we've got going on is we've got our first television series that is being aired on RFD TV, and that's a
Wow.
half-hour weekly series that it's
Wow.
called the Duttons Through the Years, and has a lot of the history stuff that we talked about, us little kids growing up and doing shows and
what's
performing
cool
around the
is
country.
my mom is the producer of the whole thing. It was kind of her idea. We've been approached different times and filmed, pilots for reality shows over the years, and nothing's really materialized. So anyway, my mom thought, let's just get some of this footage. We have so much footage. And then talk about it. So every episode consists of about 5 numbers. You'll see us from, as early as in the 80s all the way up, in the middle years and then up to now. And then
Wow.
where we do either stuff from our PBS specials, stuff on stage, or music videos. And then we interview style talk about it. So it's kind of like a behind the music.
Huh.
And it's going over really well.
And so it's on RFD TV.
Yeah.
What night?
So it's every Friday evening at 7:30 Eastern, which is 6:30 here in Central Time
Okay.
Zone, and the corresponding times all
And
over
I
the
believe
country.
it'll be episode 14 that that's this week. So
Wow.
I
So
believe,
folks,
yeah.
Well-
set your DVD players. No, not DVRs. Not
DVRs.
DVDs. Not DVD. Yeah, set your players, record it, and watch it.
Well, and people can also catch back episodes on the RFD website or at our website, theduttons.com. So if
Okay.
they want to catch
Yeah,
up.
just click on TV and they can watch them all.
There we go. So we need to talk about your current show this year. Tell people what they can expect, what's going on in the show, and we'll go from there.
Well, we have our own theater, as we've mentioned, right in the heart of the Strip. It's right by Mickey Gillies and Whitewater, right across the street. And we do 5 or 6 shows a week right now, and then in the fall we get up to 10 shows a week. So it's really busy, and we have a very wide variety show. It's fun. It's for all ages. So from the youngest all the way up to grandma and grandpa. We just really have a fun time, and there's 3 generations on stage. John, do you want to tell them?
Yeah, I will tell them.
Okay,
thank
you
you,
tell
Amy.
'em.
That was an awesome segue.
Yeah, you
We
like
got a
that?
lot of comedy, a lot of different styles. And Amy's actually the show director and kind of is the mastermind. It's a pretty big collaborative effort, but Amy's the one that kind of harnesses all of the wild ideas and convergence things and brings it all together.
John's the comic relief.
Yes, if you need an extraneous comment that has nothing to do with what we're talking about, I will throw those in from time
Okay,
to time.
okay.
But we like to have a good time, and so we always do things that we enjoy, and then the audience ends up
So
enjoying
a
it.
ton of different styles of music. We all play a ton of instruments.
Oh, there's some dancing.
And
too,
dancing,
so.
singing, comedy.
And
we
so,
have-
so your kids are
Yes.
now,
Yeah, we've
some
got
of your
3
kids,
generations. So my parents, there are 2 of them,
Yeah.
mom and dad, and then then us, our generation, the siblings, and then our kids. I've got 4 kids. Amy's got 4 kids, but they're a different 4. Of course, she's got. Sorry, Amy's got 4 boys, and then I've got 3 girls and a boy, and then Tim's kids. And anyway,
so how many
it's kind of
total people
amazing.
are in the show? Do you have any
Wow.
idea?
That is a really hard question. That's like a
So not
math problem.
Yeah. So my parents have 28 grandkids in total.
Yeah.
But
I think
not all
there's-
of the siblings
I
are
think
in the
there's
show.
about 17 grandkids
that are in
or
the
14
show
to
here in
17
Branson.
That's
the
a
show.
lot.
And then there's, let's see, 8 or 9 of us on stage, not adults. Anyway, it's in
a
the
lot.
20s.
Yeah, you guys
somewhere.
might be the second biggest performing family in the
Yes.
country,
Yes.
behind the Hughes brothers.
Behind the Hughes brothers.
And we're
Yeah,
great
you're-
friends
And
with the
they're
Hughes. We'll
fun.
let them, though, keep
Yeah,
that,
it's hard to
claim
keep up with the
fame
market.
Yeah,
the 46 grandchildren or whatever that
Yeah.
they have. Yeah, we'll let them keep that.
They've got that title.
So nights that you normally perform and times.
So Sunday's a dark day at the theater. We do 8 o'clock most evenings. We've got a Wednesday and Friday matinee show, 2 p.m. On most weeks. But you can always check the Duttons.com.
Yeah. So you guys, when you're not in Branson, I know do some stuff in Mesa, Arizona, but do you go other places
Yes.
too, or talk about that?
So we've got our winter theater in Arizona. We're there for 3.5 to 4 months every winter, mid-December.
awesome. Because we're not in the snow.
I know it's awesome.
great.
Yeah, it is warm out there.
It's wonderful.
Yeah, and then we do shows around on the road. I mentioned earlier we performed in every state and through most of the Canadian provinces in Europe and all over the place. And so we still get out. We have people call us up and ask us if we can perform at different venues or for different functions.
Like,
and
for
when those work
example-
out, that we love doing that.
Yeah, and we were in Minnesota last week, and we were in Wisconsin before that, and we were in Louisiana. Anyway, we've
Or
been all
Georgia,
over.
one of those.
So do you
Georgia.
guys homeschool then because you're traveling, or I mean, do the kids go
Good
with you,
question.
or
I've
do
actually
they?
graduated from high school. Are you talking about our kids?
No, that's actually our number one ask
We get a
question
lot of people
about the
asking
kids.
that.
They are in public school,
Okay.
and they're all really good students. So, I mean, hopefully,
My
it's
oldest
gonna
daughter just
continue to work
graduated from
out.
Branson High School.
So
Awesome.
what we do is when we go to Arizona, we just transfer them out and put them in the school
Okay.
out there. And both schools, Branson School and the one in Arizona, are awesome to work with. So they've
Yeah, they've been
worked
really
with our
good.
schedule great. So the
Yeah.
few days where we have to pull them out early to do an afternoon show, the kids just they do the work,
Yeah.
and the teachers are great. So
I think
it's a
Branson has
wonderful
adapted
situation.
well to
Oh,
the
they're great.
entertainers in this community, and
Yeah.
so that just kind of proves that.
Yeah,
and
they've been wonderful.
So if folks haven't seen you, they need to come check. It's going to be a great family show, lots of energy. And if you did not catch the energy just right here, right now, you must be sleeping during the show because these folks are exciting. And
Yes.
you guys do a lot of stuff. This is your career. You've honed it down. You can play 100 instruments. Well, you know what I'm saying. You can play a lot of instruments. Do you guys ever fight as a family?
Never. No,
Liar.
actually, no, we're normal. I promise. But one thing that I was actually
I've never lost a fight, but I have fun.
What's interesting is I was actually talking to the mother of the Hughes about this. We have so many similarities. Whenever you have a family business, there's going to be difficulties. Or a band, there's going to be difficulties. Both of those things. And we happen to have both that are joined together. And what's cool, though, is the fact that we're with each other all the time. We've worked with each other for years. You really have to get over things quickly.
Yeah.
And speaking of the Hughes, we do fight less than they do. So that, I just will put that out there.
Okay, and that wraps up this show,
We
folks.
love each other.
Yeah. Folks, this has been a great episode with the Duttons, and so we'll be back in just a moment, so stay tuned.
The Platinum Award-winning Comfort Inn and Suites Branson Meadows features a unique mountain lodge theme with amazing views of the Ozark Mountains. The guest rooms are spectacular with over 30 suites. Cool off in the refreshing indoor pool and hot tub, or enjoy free hot breakfast every day. For more information or to make reservations, call 877-7-HOTELS.
Hey folks, this is Chris. I'm on location today for Play Branson once again, and today we are at Montana Mike's Steakhouse. Now, if you don't know where Montana Mike's Steakhouse, it is one of the best locations in Branson. It's right up next to the Titanic Museum, right across the street from the Clay Cooper Theater, and right next to the Best Western Center Point Inn, right in the smack dab middle of West Highway 76. Montana Mike's Steakhouse is a very affordable steakhouse. You know, sometimes you go to a steakhouse and like the prices are just like outrageous, but at Montana Mike's it's affordable steakhouse, and one of the things they have on the menu that I love is every day after 4 o'clock they have prime rib. Prime rib, it melts in your mouth. They have a variety of cuts, but they also have things like filet mignon. They have their ribeye steak, but they also have a lot of things besides steak. So they have seafood, and they have salads, and of course appetizers, and then they have a bunch of burgers and a variety of sandwiches as well. You'll notice behind me and right all beside me, it's kind of got a unique Ozark Mountain Lodge feel, and I think it's one of those restaurants that feels like the area, fits the area very well, and they do have a lounge area if you're interested in an adult beverage, but I've eaten here many times. Great food, big portions. You need to check out Montana Mike's Steakhouse right here out on West Highway 76 next to the Titanic Museum. Hey folks, welcome back to Play Branson. Man, what an awesome episode we've had today.
That was fun.
The Duttons, they're kind of crazy.
Just a little bit.
But it was good. I liked it. I liked it.
Very good.
And so we also just saw Montana Mike's Steakhouse out there on Highway 76, right across from Clay Cooper's Theater and right next to the Best Western Center Point Inn. So if you're looking for a great place to eat, haven't been there before or haven't been in a while, be sure to check out that. They've got a good variety of food out there, different items. Other things coming up, Star Spangled Summer at Silver Dollar City.
That's going to be a super fun event.
So
be
do you
sure to
know
check
do you know much about what's going to be happening out there?
And a lot of good food. So I mean,
A lot
that
of
right
good
there
food.
is
They
gonna be-
always have good food.
They do.
So it says here it'll be from June 9th to July 22nd. They also have a lot of family games, cartoon characters. And then tell people who our next show is going to be.
We've got the Liverpool Legends. So we're going to go on site to their theater. It's going to be great.
So we haven't interviewed those guys,
No.
and so we're excited to be interviewing Liverpool Legends. And so that'll be coming up next Thursday. Here's the deal. We always try and tell you this, but be sure to go to our Facebook page at facebook.com/Play Branson. And if you have guests that you'd like to see, any comments, feedback for us, let us know. You can also go to playbranson.com. We're on YouTube. We're on Instagram. We're just like everywhere.
Everywhere.
So be sure to check us out and share us. We are here to help Branson entertainers for you to get to know them better. And here's the other thing. As you're planning your vacation, if you want to go see the Duttons, go to ibranson.com. They can help you out there. You can book your entire vacation, lodging, shows, attractions, and you can do that all online at ibranson.com. Or if you don't want to go online, you can call them at 877-ENTERTAIN. That will ring here in Branson, Missouri, and those folks can help you out with your complete vacation. So this has been another edition of Play Branson. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Try something different this vacation. Bring the whole family to Branson Segway. Segways are the most fun on two wheels since the bicycle. It's safe and fun. Ride at your own pace on our specially designed track. You can do it.
I don't know if I can do this, guys. I don't know.
To get your family from ho-hum to adventure, ride a Segway. Branson Segway and Adventure Center on Highway 165, just 1 block south of Titanic.
Come on, slowpokes! Ride like the